Outside with my niggas, we doing the most. Grabs on the table, yeah, I been gone. At the base and shorty, she trumping it over. Keep steady, I told him I'm on one. Why you trying to make me?
Hello and welcome to Football Night on Block 8. We are finally back after so long. Season 23 now underway. It's the 0-1 Jacks versus the Stingrays in their opening game here at Atlantic Arena in Miami, Florida. And it's going to be a good night just waiting on Wrangler's arrival. The last time they played, Dingus actually beat Wrangler 28-31, I believe. However, Wrangler did end up winning the Bloxy Bowl off of just the season ending so quick. And so we hope to get this game going shortly. However, it depends on if Wrangler shows up. Yes, he's here. And it's going to be a fun night in Miami. And as the away team, Jamestown will choose heads or tails. And apologies for the technical difficulties there a minute ago. The intro sequence is not set up properly. It is heads. And that's what he chose. And so shortly, kickoff will begin. Meaning that Dingus and the Stingrays are on offense first. And this season, an interesting thing has happened. Stat keeping has begun, which was one of the main flaws of the AFA previously. You just didn't have good enough stat keeping. Offensive Player of the Year was determined by, you just take the offensive points and average it. Same with Defensive Player of the Year. And depending on how the league decides it, they could change the selection process for the awards. Of course, the past 5 Defensive Player of the Years have been won by the Express off of just the amount of points they let up per game on defense. And so could that run end? Wrangler does have a good defense, only letting up 22 points in the last game, however, losing off an onside kick. And the 3-time Liberty League South Division champions hoping to defend that title versus the Stallions. Only having been beaten once in what was sort of a division championship. And it came down to a 4th down stop with an offensive miscue that sealed the playoffs for Ozuna and sent Dingus packing home. Of course, ever since that point, he made the playoffs once and he lost to the Express again. And so he's been 0-3 in the playoffs, all times at home to the wild card northern team. So, recently it's been about, as the AFA comes back, it's about proving the league wrong and trying to become the team on top as Dingus has sort of started to emerge. And had season 22 not been cut short, then I feel like Dingus could have honestly made a championship run. Had more games been able to be played. And the Jacks in their lovely red uniforms tonight. The color rush. And we'll see what Dingus comes out in for the Stingrays. And so it's that classic Jamestown versus Miami rivalry. Dingus has beaten them twice. However, Jamestown had the only playoff matchup in his inaugural season. One of the defining plays of the Miami franchise, though, is a miracle onside kick at the start of the second half in their playoff game, season 19. And so there's a lot of shared history between these two teams, especially in terms of those close moments. And it's more of a rivalry than you'd think. I mean, just from how close it's been. And as we get kickoff going shortly, make some final adjustments. We'll be keeping an eye on the field as Dingus shows up in the lovely black jerseys. As we do some quick final adjustments to the stream. Again, apologies. And we finally are ready for kickoff. Presented by CONNetwork. The kickoff taken at the right hash mark by Wrangler. Set to kick off. Of course, he had to use chat shot the past few seasons. And the limitation of his game, but also the opponent's, helps his defense, which is really good. As here we go, taken from the 22. Dingus gets up to the 40 with a phase. Up to the 44. And Blockgate's most exciting game back in action. As time did not run, we'll start to run the clock now. If it'll let me. No idea what is going on with the timer as Dingus has to redo first down. Gets a good gain there for second down. And there are timing issues, so usually the rule of thumb is take off 20 seconds per set of downs. If it's a full 4 as he gets stopped there. And we'll get the clock up. The manual clock is a great defensive stand. I've told you. Ever since he had to go on chat shout, he sort of learned to use that to his advantage as there's a fake field goal 50 yards out. And again, if you didn't hear me the first time, I'm using a manual clock now. Like I do in games I have to self-officiate. And that's going to be a first down successful. Only of the half for Mr. Dingus himself. And time will fully run here as Dingus down the middle. He's just been getting sort of stuffed by this Jamestown defense, but that's not sort of a Dingus issue. That's just an every other team issue, as it's hard to get a big run off of this guy. And fake field goals are usually the way to go against this Wrangler defense. And he's been second or third defense. Oh! Although with a good run, I doubt he'd want to take that. Oh, he will accept. For a third and 6 in Jamestown territory. And no play was made on that, so. As he's in! Touchdown, Miami! At exactly a minute with all the time issues. And he hesitates. Right on in. Shifts it into reverse gear there. Takes it into the end zone. Miami up by 7 to start this one out. And you gotta wonder what happened with that timer. Well, what happened with the timer is the hotkeys I set up to control the clock from just while I can help ref the game just stopped working. And so I'd have to go in and do it manually. Which is, of course, not what I set it up to do. As we'll just make this one disappear for the rest of the quarter. Then we'll go into commercials and fix it, as there's just been kickoff issues in the meantime. And I think they're just trying to give me some time to set it up. Exactly 1 minute. As up 7, Dingus. And I think he's just got to try to hit this one straight. At least you don't have that season 20 Braves defense as this one. Oh, baby. After a series of bad kicks, that one's brilliant by Dingus. I think one of his best in the AFA so far. Exactly a minute. Jamestown pinned in deep at the 10. Wrangler in his game against CONNopolis was able to get some consistent runs. No big runs. Breaking off the D-train as he steps out of bounds for a quick play. 56 seconds left in the quarter. Wrangler rolls to the right again, gets a phase. Third down tip rule sets him back. A block. Motions. And he's working this a lot quicker than he did versus CONNopolis. He's no huddle approach. And just not able to get right there. And so that results in the phase with weak contact. And so maybe this time he's able to break off more big runs, slides out of bounds there, touches out of bounds a little earlier than he thought. 32 seconds left in the quarter as he breaks through for the first down. That's already 2 for Jamestown. 2 of 2 on third down conversions so far, with Miami being 1 for 2. Motioning back and forth. Oh, gets him off sides. That's going to draw in a penalty and a 1st and 20 now. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Can he squeak in a touchdown before that? Of course, no rush if he doesn't. As time winds down, he can choose to not take this play, or he might. And he will! 1st and goal. 5 seconds left. 1st and goal, Jamestown. That's going to be a touchdown. 3 seconds left in the first quarter, making it 6-7. Oh, Dingus predicted the right spot he'd go in, but just couldn't get the tackle. Three seconds in the first quarter. Miami already on their second possession. Jamestown's scoring on a quick drive. And Wrangler can change up his offensive method. He can go quick. He can go slow. And that's sort of been one of the strengths. And that's why I think they personally deserve that season 22 bowl. That might have been a perfect kick for Dingus. Give or take a yard. One last play before the second quarter. And he's got the first down. We'll be right back after these messages from Miami.
Do you enjoy fast-paced gameplay, or even consider yourself cool and maybe even old enough to be in the height of the Roblox Doors era? Then I introduce to you Grace, made by the Far Reviews, a fast-paced door-style game where you have to beat each level in a set amount of given time. This game is easy to pick up, but not so easy to put down. Once you learn, it's like you learn how to ride a bike. The mechanics of the game are simple. You load in, and you face troubles. So under a set time limit, and you don't really know where you're going, but it's fine, you'll get it along the way. And I suggest playing with friends. It's always kind of sad. You can meet friends through the 3 game modes they offer: Zombies, Magic Mode, and Classic Game.
And welcome back. Now in the second quarter. First game for the Stingrays of season 23. And with a functional timer. Both offenses have been doing good tonight. Dingus had to pull a fake field goal out of the cards early in the first quarter. Although he did get the first down off of that. Dingus operating on second down. 20 yards to go before the first. Not a heavy motion guy. Sets up to the right a little bit. Let's see where his ball arm is. And the ball arm just quite can't reach. Of course, in the AFA, you can try to extend your arm to get more position as for a 4th and 5 now. Unsuccessful third down attempt again. 1 for 3 now. And a bit of a stoppage. As Wrangler had to get set. Try to catch him offsides. That's not a bad idea. Because an offsides penalty makes it inches as he spins past for the first. Excellent play. He probably knew he could spin forwards, or if not, that was a happy little mistake. But you know what? You'll probably take it. Minute 25 left in the second quarter. Charges on forwards, and Dingus might have found his opening. And, he hasn't let the strong defense get him down tonight. He's just sort of been the best Dingus that he can. Even when he was having kicking issues, he delivered a beautiful kick that pinned the Jacks deep inside their own 10-yard line. Now, as we get to 3rd and goal, he says he's learning the Aussie. As the Stallions have that perfected, he gets the ball up to the 4 and I wouldn't be surprised if he challenges this. 4th down. And he spins in for the touchdown. 47 seconds left. Miami up 13-7 now. 2 successful drives across the field for the Stingrays. Ken Dingus punching the points. Ooh, he's got him. The offsides there. Committed by Wrangler, his first penalty of the season. Or second. Both of them have been accepted. Trying to get him offsides again for the 2-pointer. Again, not a bad idea. There are no play clocks on extra points. So obviously, you might as well try again. And successful right there. 47 seconds left in the second quarter. And Wrangler can score in a very little amount of time. Both teams have 3 timeouts. Dingus kicks straight down the middle. And this one up to the 30. First touchback of the game. Surprisingly. We haven't seen any punts yet this season. As Wrangler motions. Heads down to the right. He's a heavy sideline player. Because he can't really defend those. As there's a stoppage to collect a stray ball. Wrangler having none of it as he charges to the right again. That's been a tendency so far this game. As we get closer and closer to the 30-second warning, here's 3rd down. Oh, that's going to be a 4th, so time is going to roll until the 30-second warning. And so as we stop the clock here and give the players a chance to breathe, the 30-second warning mandatory in the AFA to stop play after a play and stop the clock at 30 seconds. Time will resume once he runs. Oh, makes a spin move! Time will run. Hasn't called a timeout yet. Oh, Dingus has 25 seconds left. 25 seconds. Ignore the clock. Listen to me. 3 extra seconds ran after he said that. He was pretty quick to call it, too. Good call by Dingus there. As Jamestown within the 18-yard line. It'll resume once he gets going. Another spin move, and he's just wasting time at this point. Oh! Knocked down again. Wouldn't be surprised if he calls another here. Charges through the first down. 12 seconds left. Time automatically stops after every first down in the AFA. That's part of the side effects of having only 2-minute quarters, but I promise you, it works just fine. First and goal. And now you might start to see Wrangler call timeouts. Second and goal. 5 seconds left. He's got to get going. And with 2, he's in. Touchdown, Jamestown. Wrangler with the second of the night. 2 successful drives for him, too. But he did give Dingus 2 timeouts as the face through. And just no opposition on that one. Makes it 14-14. Officially 2:95 on the clock. That's how it was spot on that timing. As Dingus has 2 timeouts. Wrangler, successful time management. Didn't need to waste a single timeout. Tied at 14 apiece. Jamestown receives after the half. They could take a lead here after halftime. Or Dingus could, as this one's way up in the air. Oh, he's running with the ball! This could be a touchdown! All the way to the end zone! And there will be an official review. As I just want to get this call right, but if so, that's a really smart play by Dingus. And that would just be a case of incredible awareness when you trick even a vet on a kickoff. That would be the first special teams touchdown. And of course, he did not call a fair catch, so it was either run it all the way. Oh, he didn't even get close to touching it the first time. Oh, wait a second. Wrangler might have downed it. Oh no, Dingus downed it. But not much time ran off. So Dingus still does have a chance. He still has a chance to kick a field goal here. And don't let the clock deceive you. Only 1 second left. And so it sort of does work out for Dingus, but not in the way he thought it would. That was a great play by Dingus, but alas, Wrangler right there with the tackle. Final play before the half. 85 yards. Oh, and that'll end the half right there. That could very well be a world play save. Take a quick look at it. See if the chat was open the whole time. Wait a second. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's right. And so Dingus gets a redo. And a very slow final 2 seconds to this half. He'll get another shot at it. 85-yarder. Here's the kick. He has been too good on special teams. However, this could change as right down. Can he return it? Yes, he can. Last play of the half. Can he get past Dingus? If he gets past, it could be a touchdown. They have different speeds. He has the faster speed. Dingus making sure not to break his coverage. You can let him get yards. You just can't let him score. Half ends after the tackle. Can he get a touchdown here? Waiting to hesitate. This could be the longest play in AFA history. Waiting to break through. Dingus just can't bite on the tackle there. Oh, and he's getting past. Good job by Dingus stopping that run. Good job by Wrangler keeping that play prolonged. And so we reach halftime in Miami. What a great play. What a long play. Both teams, I'd say, handled that excellently. Dingus had a great angle on that last sort of pursuit of him. Just a last desperate run towards him, and some players just don't know how to correctly angle yourselves to stop a tackle and get ahead of them. And so the game is still tied at 14. In the final 2 seconds, there was a Jamestown touchdown. A Miami run back for a special teams touchdown that was overturned because Dingus had downed it and then immediately got tackled. So another saving grace for Miami. And so they kicked a field goal. Never got off the ground. As this one's going way up, he can receive this. Near the 30-yard line. Oh, good play by Wrangler to get past him. And wait a second. Dingus might have been right on that one. Did he touch it before he ran off? Looks like he did touch the ball. That would give him possession. A quick but good play by the Jacks to set him up at the 44. 1:58 in the third quarter. Second play of the half. Has only failed one third down conversion. That one already takes him past midfield. Oh, spins past him again. He's done that multiple times, especially inside the 30-second warning. He's been excellently maneuvering his way down the field as another successful third down conversion. This could go all the way. Touchdown, Jacks. And the phases just, dear Lord. Dingus couldn't get a good angle on that. And unfortunately, the only times where he could come in contact, those were phase plays. So, and in the AFA, they're not redos. They're considered just part of the game. And so, his first big breakout play of the season. And now Jamestown already up by 7 to take their first lead of the game. 25 seconds into the half. Dingus to receive the kickoff after the score. That was a big run by Wrangler. You saw quite a few of those in season 20, as that one won't even make it past midfield. Gonna have to be a redo. And World Play Safe to add on to that. Although I think it was more of just an angle thing, but yeah, World Play Save would probably redo that too. Dingus ready to receive. Wrangler with the redo sends this one out the back of the end zone. Nice kick up to the 30 now to set up Miami. And decent positioning. Oh, gets him off sides already. Good call by Dingus there. Already up to 1st and 20. You know you can't spare many plays to this Jamestown defense, so getting them off sides is one of the best plays you can do, as the tip of the ball did reach up. That's going to be second down, 2nd and 10. As he gets past midfield, not quite there for a first down. That's going to be a third down, 3rd and inches for Dingus. Oh, and he's got the first down. Down to the 40. Quick play there. Stopped immediately, but not before he gets a good 5 yards on that. Spins down Aussie style to get 9 yards on the play. 2nd and 16. This will make it 3rd and 9. Successful on his 1 third down conversion so far. And that's going to make it 4th. 4th and inches. And all game, he's been getting held to 4th, but converting every single time. down the middle. Great run. And, oh, he got up. He got the ball up as he made a final reach before he got up. I don't even know if he thinks he got it, but he did. And that ensuing play helps him get a touchdown. Stingrays to tie the game. Almost gets him offsides again. And the Stingrays not benefiting from the phase finally do on the extra point. Wrangler right there, but it's hard to stop a 1 point, so he just wasn't able to get that. 21-21 tie game, 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Equal matchup so far. This could be a shootout here if the time of possession remains this quick. Yes, only 40... only just over a minute, as that's a low roller. The turf field helps him bounce a little. Up to the 44. Another good return there. Sets up Jamestown nicely with field position. Rolls out to the right. He's done that quite a bit this time with success. Gets out of bounds here. I think he's sort of lost himself quite a few yards going out of bounds a lot, but it works for him. So, oh, as he gets stopped there, the Miami defense finally making a play. 3rd and long, he might have to pull out the field goal unit if this gets too out of hand. Oh, in the phase! Another big game down to the 10 already in Miami's red zone again. It's just been big play after big play in the second half of this Jamestown offense. 1st and goal. Squeeze down the middle. Dingus stuffs him, but not before he gets 9 yards. 2nd and goal at the 2. Waiting a little. Tries to get him off sides. Won't work this time. And he gets in. Touchdown. Jamestown, they retake the lead. Remarkably quick with 5 seconds left in the third quarter. 28-21. 5 seconds in the third quarter. Both teams have been relatively successful on offense tonight. And no matter who wins, I'd say this is a success for both teams. Dingus keeping it really competitive. Wrangler having some good plays too, especially on offense. And the kickoff, Wrangler loves to aim towards the sideline. It's a good play to do in the AFA, especially going into seasons 18 and beyond. Oh, a tremendous kick. Right there's what I'm talking about. You love to have a special teams skill in the AFA, as this might be the last play of the third quarter as tags redo. Now we get into the fourth quarter here. 28-21, Dingus on offense after a great kick deep in his own territory from Wrangler. 2nd and 19, gets stopped there for a 3rd down. He's got to convert. And you don't want to punt. And he gets the good yardage. That spin might have taken him back, but the back of the ball, that spin didn't help, but the back of the ball was up. And he successfully converts this 4th down. No turnover on downs yet. The only unsuccessful drive was by Dingus. However, it was with 2 seconds at the end of the half. Basically a Hail Mary field goal. Just didn't have the leg. And then a very long play by the Jamestown returner. As a 3rd down here, past midfield now, in field goal range. With a 4th and inches at the 39. Definitely not too hard to convert. Oh, and he goes before. He was taking his chances. And you know what? That's sort of a Frankie Louvu kind of play. You bite even though it doesn't end up going your way. You might as well, as teams on offense do that in the AFA, or teams on defense, as this play won't have time run due to the tags redo. Back to time running. 3rd down. Oh! And this might start to be a time management factor as he just takes the play immediately. Minute 1 left. Down to the 2-yard line. And with a minute, Miami has scored. May have given Jamestown too much time here. 27-28. Oh! What is he doing? What is he doing? That was the extra point. Why did he run it out of bounds? I think he just ran it out of bounds and intentionally. No. He very I just don't get this. I don't get it. He could have scored. And there is the factor looking back at it that, and this may just be a lack of ball knowledge on my part. And I guess the way he might be taking this is he intentionally missed the 1 point so that he could get another chance to onside, and if he successfully onsides, he takes a lead, which, you know what? Looking back, they're going to put my head on a pike in Miami. That call was terrible. That was a Randy Moss mooning the crowd kind of moment. I apologize. And I think that's one of the first times I've been really stupid on my ball knowledge in AFA. As here's the onside with exactly a minute left. Oh, good to know that his legs work as we clear the field, or at least try to, in preparation of the onside. And gonna have a crack at this. As he sets up for the onside redo. And now he's off the field. And so here's a practice kick that, of course, won't go anywhere. And, ooh. And he's going to hit this. Wrangler recovers, immediately down. He touched the ball first, but there will be a review. The call on the field is that Wrangler did receive it and instantly got down, but could be a touchdown again. Anything could have happened on that play. But from the looks, it's a Jamestown recovery. And, oh, wait a second. Looks like Wrangler's axe swing gets at it first, but then he gets down by Dingus. And so, not really much time gets taken off the clock. And Wrangler disputing the review. That's just an official process to make sure it's actually correct, because I don't want to be incorrect on an onside call, especially in a close game. As already up by 1, going up by 8 could potentially be disastrous for Miami. And what Dingus did was sort of took a gamble. I mean, it sort of works in a way because you get him down the field quicker, but also there's a high potential that Jamestown goes up by 8, and 2 points are hard in the AFA, so unless you have some quick thinking and some tricks up your sleeve, then Jamestown could have an easy time here. Successfully winds the clock down to 35 seconds, so all in all, not a terrible result, but still. Time doesn't run after the delay. Gets down. Now it does. And inches here. Gets the snap off before the 30-second warning. So Miami have 3 timeouts. A fake field goal and a real field goal. Potentially. Oh, makes a spin move. Catches Dingus off guards. He's been doing that all night. And time is just starting to run down here in Miami. Third and goal. And I just don't love this. I think time ran out before any play happened. So the final is 28-27. Dingus doesn't pull out a single timeout, which, you know, I'm starting to be on board with that sort of missing the 1 point to go for the onside kind of thing. But then you got to be able to use your timeouts there. Could have stopped him on all 3 of those plays. I mean, on defense, he did great. However, as for time management, you just got to make sure that you're calling a timeout. And so that's the game. 28-27. Jacks move to 1-1.